Doors have locks. They also have knobs, right? Doors are designed to keep out and to let in. Leaving doors unlocked. That's our topic on this episode of the Educators Among Us podcast.
Welcome to the Educators Among Us podcast, where we share motivational messages and inspiring stories for and about educators. Your host, Scott Barron, is author of the critically acclaimed book, Love 'Em and Lead 'Em, and provides powerful insights and wisdom for those who heed the call to teach, coach, lead, and serve at all levels of education.
This is Scott Barron, and I'm so honored to be your host for the Educators Among Us podcast. This is a program that we've designed specifically for those who serve in all roles within education systems and organizations and likewise, because there's so many different versions of schools and those that seek to provide a pathway forward for others. They provide learning and training and inspiration and guidance and all the rest for those that begin at young ages from preschool all the way up through high school and higher ed and in all types of career pathways as well. Thank you. Really, thank you for what you do, because you provide a hope, you provide a pathway for sometimes when people are lost, right? And that's what we're going to want to kind of consider today, because being lost, it's no fun, right? You remember maybe you got lost when you were at the football game or the fair or even out in the woods, right? We're by ourselves. It's lonely and we don't have the necessities and we're scared, right? That's not a good feeling. And hiking particularly, we know hiking, people tend to get lost in the woods because hiking has some risks, especially in some places. And boy, but when we're found, right? When we experience that connection with somebody, that reconnection where they're there and they say, "Hey, we've been looking for you." Hey, boy, what a relief, right? And that's what we want to talk about today, is this idea of being lost, but also looking out for those who are lost. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "The purpose of life, it's not to be happy, it's to be useful." Right? To be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and lived well. And that's an important aspect as we plan our lives as educators and as leaders, is to thinking about what is that life lived well. Last month, Tiffany Slaton, she went hiking. She got lost. She was missing for over 2 weeks after she was caught by surprise in an unusual blizzard while hiking deep in the Sierra Nevada mountains out in California. And it was something that it was unseasonal, right? But after successfully fending off wild animals and surviving on leeks and snow and also hiking over, they said 10 to 11,000 feet high peaks, right? She was found. She was found alive in a cabin. And you know why? Because someone cared. You see, quite remarkably, the property owner in this area, this one property owner, kept his cabin unlocked. And he explained that it was just in case someone got stranded in the mountains and needed shelter. He saw the risk and he met a need. How cool is that? What a story. And of course, the family was celebrating when they found her, and she was excited. It says that when he opened the cabin and called out, she came running out and gave him a hug and was so grateful because she experienced relief. She experienced generosity. The best way to find yourself, said Mahatma Gandhi, is to lose yourself in the service of others. Locking doors, that's a required practice, for educators, because the threats from people with evil motives against those who are most vulnerable, unfortunately, it continues to spread. We have to be careful. We have to be on high security. Unlocking doors, though, is also a valuable benefit provided through education, where we free the mind and the spirit to pursue what might otherwise seem closed off, right? We get to say, hey, this is actually possible. You can do this. Come on, let's explore this together. We change things, you see. As educators, we have the power to reveal, connect, motivate through rich learning experiences and vital relationships that open doors to new opportunities. That's what we do, right? And so as we understand the necessity of locking some doors, we also understand that we still are responsible and have the privilege to unlock other doors, right? A generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. Proverbs 11:25. Leaving doors unlocked is a different matter. Unlocking doors is one thing, but leaving them unlocked, that's something else, right? When we're generous, then we anticipate the needs of others. We look ahead. We think about the situation. We use what we've been given as a blessing for others. We live handfuls of purpose, precious gifts. That comes from the book of Ruth in the Bible, right? Precious gifts that enable their joy and fulfillment. Handfuls of purpose. Look that up. It's worth exploring that concept. Handfuls of purpose. Being and bringing our best every day, it's foundational to the work of an educator because we never know who is watching. We never know the difficult needs that have the opportunity to be met. They may be hanging on by a thread. They may be lost. They may be looking for somebody to put out a life jacket, a rope, and know that they care. Right? Our prayers, our obedience, our preparation, and our willingness, they give hope. And that's the privilege of being an educator. So leave a door unlocked this week, my friend, thoughtfully giving to others because you have been blessed with so much. We have a calling. We have an opportunity, a privilege to serve others because as educators, we're smart, but we also have a capacity to understand people, not just content, but to understand people, to listen to them, to see where they may be headed for a risk. And anticipating that risk is a very important part of our work, helping them find a pathway out, leaving a door unlocked. What a privilege. And I hope that as we continue our conversations together here on the Educators Among Us podcast, that this is a bit of an unlocked door for you, that you're able to see maybe a strand of hope, a way to see that, sometimes we do get burned out in this work. Sometimes there's an exhaustion that comes with it, but we choose not to stay there. We choose not to stay lost in that emotional exhaustion, but instead we choose to renew. We choose that pathway of prayer, of obedience, of preparation, and willingness because we serve. We serve others and we seek to provide a pathway for them. Hey, a coaching question to consider at the end of each day. Did I do my best to leave a door unlocked today? Did I do my best to leave a door unlocked today? Love them and lead them, my friend. This is Scott.
Thank you for joining us for the Educators Among Us podcast and for your courageous commitment to this noble calling. We get you and the challenges of this work. To stay connected with this community, be sure to subscribe to our podcast and weekly encouragement at educatorsamongus.com.